Hi, welcome to my video on expressing inequalities in integral notation form. For all of these that we're going to do on this video, we're going to be using the set of real numbers, and that is the shading of the numbers when we do the graphing. And to build up the background, here we go. An inequality. This is an inequality sign which is greater than, and greater than, notice, is pointing to the right, the arrow, and the interval symbol for this greater than is pointing to what we call positive infinity. That's the loop there. And there's no bar on the bottom, so it's an open, and we say that the endpoint is not included, is excluded or not included. This symbol, inequality, means less than. And notice less than is pointing to the left, pointing to the left. And let's go back to greater than. Greater than means any number to the right. So if we take 2, then greater than is 3, 4, 5. Notice you're going to the right. And if you use less than, if you take a 2, less than is 1, 0, negative 1. Greater than, you're going to the right. Less than, you're going to the left, the direction the arrow is pointing. And there's no bar here, so that means it's open, and it's going to, notice, negative infinity. Less than is going negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, going on negative. And again, there's no equal sign, so it's excluded. The endpoint is not included, excluded. This inequality is greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to. And notice it's pointing to the right, and the symbol for greater than is a plus infinity. And because it's an equal sign, then we have a box, like enclosed in a brackets, square brackets. And that means, because it says greater than equal to, that means the endpoint is included. This symbol is less than equal to. Less than or equal to. And notice it's pointing to the left, less than. So this symbol is a bar, box shape, and it's going to negative infinity. Less than is positive infinity. Greater than is going to positive infinity. Less than is going to negative infinity. And the equal sign gives the square blocks. And no equal sign gives the open bracket. And it's included, just to sum it up. Okay, let's look at a graph. In this graph, notice we have an open circle, so that means we have a 2 that's hollow, so it's not included, or is excluded, not included. Or we could say it's excluded, whatever way you want to say it. And the interval for not included is the open. Remember, the square box, square, is included. This one is not included. We have a, and we could have it say that's a 2, so we could put a 2 in here like that. 2 is not included. Here we have a 2, it's a solid dot, so that means 2 is equal to 2, or we could say 2 is included. That means we have a 2 with a square box, or you could go square box with a 2. And up here we could have a hollow, not included, with a 2, either or, on either side, depending how the interval is going, how the inequality is going. Okay, let's continue. In this one, if you notice, we have a solid dot. So this is, in words, this is in an inequality or words, x is greater than or equal to 2. So that's the numbers greater than or equal to 2. So there's the inequality saying, there's the words that's saying it. So equal to is, it starts at the 2, so it's a closed bar. 2 is starting it, and a comma, and it's going to the right, so that's positive infinity. And this is open because when you do infinity, it keeps on going, so there's no end to this. So notice positive infinity, positive infinity. So notice you got a 4, 5, 6, you keep on going, and it goes to positive infinity, keep on going forever. And this one is the same as this one, except x is just greater than 2. There's no equal sign. Just x is greater than 2. There's no equal sign because it's hollow. So that means it's hollow. So it's a hollow dot starting at 2 and it's going to positive infinity. And again, that's open. When you do infinity, it's always an O, just a bracket. Notice this is a open because 2 is not included. Here 2 is included because it's solid, so it's a square bracket. Next one, we have right here that x, and notice again, this is going to the left, so it's a less than. It's starting at 2. It's a hollow dot, so there's no equal sign. So this is less than 2. And less than 2, so 2 starts it. Notice it's going to the left, so 2 is on this end, and it's going left, so it's going to negative infinity. And infinity is always open. So notice here, the 2 starts it, so the 2 is on the left with infinity. On this one, 2 is on the right, going to negative infinity. So this number starts the interval. Notice that that's on the left, going right. This is on the right, going left. So notice where the 2 is. And this one is, this is x is less than or equal to 2 because of the solid dot, and going less than is going to the left. So this is less than or equal to 2. So 2 is starting it, so 2 is on, so 2 is here. It's a square bracket because it says equal to, and it's going to negative infinity. Just takes a while to get used to writing these down, but once you keep doing them, you get used to them. And this one has all shaded in, so this one means the set of real numbers, or we could say x belongs to the R, which is real numbers. So this is all real numbers. So we can say all real numbers, or x belongs to R. And if that be the case, then if you want all of the numbers, so it's open on both ends. So it's open on both ends. Going this way is positive infinity, and going this way is negative infinity. So this is the interval notation for the set of all real numbers. It's open on both ends, it's going in both directions. So let's do some more using this symbolism of the interval. Here we go. Examples. And then we've got an inequality 2 is less than x is less than 4. So notice we have a 2, but there's no equal sign for the 2, there's no equal sign for the 4. So the 2 is hollow, which means it's not included. The 4 is hollow and is not included. But we have all the x's in between. So there's the shading. Remember, we're doing the real numbers, we're doing shading for the inequalities. Any numbers in between or greater is shaded. And so the interval for this, notice there's no equal sign, so it's open. And there's a no equal sign for the 4. So 2 starts it, 4 ends it, So there it is, 2 to the 4, 2, 4. And notice these are always reading, I always write them from smallest to largest. Smallest on the left, largest on the right when I write down an inequality that X is in between numbers. And B, I have a 2 and a 4, but the 2 got an equal sign, so the 2 is included, and the 4 is not included because there's no equal sign. So the 2 is there, solid, 4 is not there. And we're talking about all values of X in between, so there's a shading because we're graphing on the real numbers. So 2, so we got a 2 and a 4. 2 is included, so it's a square bracket. 2 is equal, square bracket. 4 is not equal, open parentheses. C, we got 2 is less than X is less than or equal to 4. 2 is not included, so 2 is hollow. 4 is an equal sign, so 4 is solid, and everything in between. So there's the graphing of that inequality. And the interval notation, we got a 2 and a 4. 2 is not included, but 4 is. Notice this means it's not included, not equal to. This means it's equal to, included. And again, notice I did all 4 of these with a 2 and a 4. So 2 is included, equal to. 4 is equal to. So 2 is less than X is less than 2 is less than or equal to X, less than or equal to 4. So we're talking about the values in between 2 and 4. But 2 is solid, 4 is solid, because we've got equal signs. So there's the shading, if we had to graph it. And we got a 2 and a 4, but the 2 is equal sign, the 4 is equal sign. So there's the interval. Hopefully you can see and understand about that's open, not equal to, this is equal to. Now we have X is greater than 3. Notice there's no bar, so 3 is not included, and greater than is on the right. So there's the greater than. Notice it's pointing to the right. So all numbers to the right. So 3 starts it, so it is 3, and it's going to positive infinity. And positive infinity is never closed, it's always an open. And 3 is not equal to, so that's a not equal to. Remember, this box means it's equal to, this one means it's not equal to. If 3 is greater than or X is greater than or equal to 3, equal to, so 3 is included, and we go to the right. Notice the arrow, greater than to the right, done. So 3 starts it, and we're going to positive infinity. Infinity is always open, and 3 is included, so it's equal to. Equal to is included, is a box. X is less than 3, so less than is not equal to, so it's an open at 3, and less than is pointing to the left, so it's all these numbers here. There it is. So this is going left, so therefore we got a 3 going left, so that's negative infinity, and that's always open, and 3 is not equal to, so a hollow dot, so it's open. X is less than or equal to 3, so it's equal to, so 3 is a solid dot, 3 is included. All numbers to the left of 3, there they are, there's the graph. And so again, 3 starts it, it's going to negative infinity. Negative infinity, notice, is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, etc. So that's open, and 3 is included, equal sign, so it's a box shape. Okay, let's do a bit of practice. Practice means, after my doing those, see if you can get these right. Here we go. Pause the video, work these out, and then press play to see if you're right. 1 is less than or equal to x is less than 3. So we got a 1. The 1 is included, solid, is an equal sign. 3 is not included, so 3 is open, hollow dot. And we're talking about all the numbers in between. Done. Now the interval, we have a 1 and we have a 3. 1 is equal sign, so it's a solid box shape and open. 0 less than x less than or equal to 2, so 0 starts it, but there's no equal sign, so 0 is a hollow dot. 2 is equal to 2, so 2 is solid. And x is all the values in between. Again, we're graphing on the real number, so it's a shading. And so 0 starts it, 2 ends it. 0 is not included, but 2 is included because it's got an equal sign or a solid dot. Equal sign is solid dot included. Number 3, x is greater than or equal to 1. So greater than or equal to, so 1 is solid because it says equal sign. And greater than is to the right, so here's to the right, so there's a shading. And so we start at 1 and we're going to the right, so right is positive infinity. Infinity is always open, that bar. And 1 is equal to, solid dot, so it's a box, bracket, square bracket. And number 4, x is less than 2. 2 starts it, so 2 is, there's no equal sign, just less than, not equal to. So it's a hollow dot at 2. And it's going, notice it's pointing to the left, so there's left. So there's the graph of that inequality. And 2 starts it, and it's going to negative infinity, so it's got to be on that side. So there's 2 going to negative infinity. Negative infinity is always open. And 2 is, there's no equal sign, so that's open. Okay. Hopefully you're beginning to understand how to graph the inequalities and do the interval notation. Oh, we have some more practice. This time we rearrange it. Let's look at a graph, pick up the inequality to do the interval. Here we go. This is a graph. Notice that the interval is between -1 and 1. So we got -1 and we have a 1. We got the values of x in between that. Notice that 1 is, -1 is not included and 1 is included. Notice -1 is less than x is less than. Notice I use less than because what? -1 is less than 1. So less than goes here. You can't use a less than here and a greater than there. You got to keep the same flow. You could go 1. Sorry. You could go, let me move that over, sorry for that. You could go 1 and -1 with an x in between. But what would happen is that 1 is greater than, and that would be greater than. And the 1 would have the equal sign. So you could put 1 first, then a -1, but 1 is greater than, so you got to put 2 greater thans in. But I like to put, when I do inequalities, in between like this, I like to go smallest number on the left, largest number on the right, which is obeying the number line. So we have a -1 and a 1. And so 1 is included, so it's square box. This one is not included. Again, hopefully you're doing okay. You pause your video and work these out. And in this one, I have starting off at a -3. It's ending at 3. X is in between. And the -3 is equal to. And the 2, whoops, that's a 2. So my mistake. That's a 2. That's equal to. So it's -3 to a 2, -3 to a 2, x is in between, and we put the smallest number on the left, the largest number right, and that's less than. equal to for both of them. So we got a negative 3, we have a 2 equal to, box equal to square bracket. Now we have number 3 here. The inequality is x is, notice is going to the right. So right is, notice the arrow, greater, and it starts at 1, and it's hollow, no equal sign. So it starts at 1, and it's going to the right, so it's going to positive infinity. Infinity is always open, and the 1 is open because there's no equal sign, hollow. Number 4, it starts at 0, and it's shading only in one direction, so x is less than, and the number is 0. It's less than, it's a solid dot, so it's less than, equal to. Less than, going to the left, and equal to because it is solid. So that starts at 0, and it's going to the left, so that's negative infinity. And infinity is always open, and the 0 is solid, equal sign, so it's square bracket. And we have 4 more, and again, this time I keep reversing it to see if you can pick it all up and understand. Now I'm giving you an interval, you give me the inequality and give me the graph. When you pause your video and work these out, play it back to see if you're right. So I got this interval here. So notice this is going to negative infinity, so that's a less than. Notice it's going from 1 to negative infinity, so that's going left, and x, and it starts at 1, and the square bracket means it's equal to. So that's the inequality that represents that. So the graph is starting at 1, and it's solid because it's equal to, and it's going to the left. So there's the graph. Just varying different ways of starting off with the initial one going to the other two. Okay, number 2. So this is an x, again, this is in between, so this is an x, and it starts at 6, and it's going to the right, because it starts at 6 and going to positive infinity, so that's greater than 6 going, notice it's going to positive infinity, that's greater than, there's an open bracket there, so it's no equal sign. So this starts at 6 with a hollow dot on 6 going to the right, so there's the graph. Number 3, we have an inequality in between, so that starts at negative 2, ends at 2, and we got an x. So we take it in the order that is in, less than, negative 2, less than x, less than 2, but it's a square bracket there, so that's equal to, negative 2 is less than or equal to x, and there's an open bracket, so there's no equal sign there. So it's negative 2 solid, because the square bracket or equal sign. 2 is hollow, not included, and all the numbers in between. And we have another one, interval, so it's a 1 on the left, 4 on the right, x is in between, and less than. Notice I got less than twice in the same direction, because 1, this number in between here is got to be, if you think about it, it's got to be a 2 or a 3 or a 2.5, because the number got to be between 1 and 4. And notice that's a hollow, so it's no equal sign. That's a hollow round bracket, so it's no equal sign. So 1 is not included. 4 is not included, hollow dots, but we're talking about all the numbers in between, all real numbers in between 1 and 4, but 1 and 4, no equal sign, round brackets. That takes us to the end of the video. Hope you understand about the graphing, inequalities, and what we call the interval notation. If you like my video, click the like button. If you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button and click the notification bell if you are a subscriber, because there's more videos coming your way. And write a comment on my video if you wish. And visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. And there you get information on different sections. One is me, talking about my degrees and teaching experience. The other section on video talks about strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math. And this content section talks about the topics I have on my YouTube channels, the number of videos on those topics, and the black font is what's done already online, and the red font is the topics that will be developed in the near future. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.